Prince Harry was less comfortable with the unspoken arrangement the royal family has long had with the British press than his brother Prince William, according to royal expert Camilla Tominey. The BBC aired the first episode of a two-part documentary titled The Princes and the Press last Monday despite criticism from the royal family about not being allowed to screen the film beforehand. The programme detailed the strained relationship between Prince Harry and Prince William and the British media. The host, Amol Rajan, stated, "One prince is choosing to play the game, the other is trying to change the rules of the game." Royal expert Camilla Tominey spoke about the arrangement on Royal Insights. Ms. Tominey said, "I think that both of the boys have always seen the press as a necessary evil. However, when we talk about playing games, we know that Harry was less comfortable with the arrangements than William was. We saw this particularly when Meghan came on the scene and he actually got Jason Knauf, then Communications Secretary, to release this quite unprecedented statement where he did refer to it as a game that he and Meghan weren't willing to participate in. So there's always been this degree to which Harry has rebelled against this idea of playing ball with the media. You scratch their backs, they'll scratch yours." She added, "Prince William has had angry encounters with the media in the past, complaining vociferously, for instance, when a younger Kate Middleton was besieged by paparazzi as she walked to her London home, so he's no fan of underhand tactics." Having said that, unlike Prince Harry, who tends to consume a lot of his news on his phone, and even once admitted to reading the comments beneath stories, William will read the newspapers in their kind of paper format and takes quite an interest in current and global affairs. You could say that perhaps he's got a different perspective of the media than Harry has. In the past, we've seen William absolutely lose his temper over intrusion. A classic example is when Kate was photographed topless in the south of France on holiday. So we have had those sorts of tosses in the past, but they have abated in recent years. Probably because the the interest has abated. So that in turn has kind of solved the problem, I think, for the Cambridges. For Harry and Meghan, their complaint isn't just about intrusion. It's also about negative headlines and whether they are fair and accurate. The royal family fiercely opposed the airing of the programme and issued an unprecedented joint statement by Buckingham Palace, Clarence House and Kensington Palace to voice its criticism of the BBC about the documentary. Part 2 will see Amol examine the period from 2018 to 2021, a tumultuous time for the royals that includes the birth of Archie Mountbatten Windsor and the royal tours of the Sussexes and the Cambridges. Prince Harry has finally received an official apology from the pie that tried robbing him of his teen years at one point. According to their report, the pie admitted, "I was basically part of a group of people who robbed him of his normal teenage years." Later into his statement, the pie also issued an apology for the part he played in exploiting Prince Harry's youth and admitted that it was due to his greed and dependence on cocaine at the time. There was a lot of voicemail hacking going on, there was a lot of surveillance work on her phones, on her cams, he also went on to say. Chelsea would brag to her friends when she was going to see him. The pie even went as far as to dig for medial issues, abortions or other decisions that could be exploited at the time. Tabloid editors often dubbed Prince Harry the new Diana, and unfortunately for him, his over-the-top interest in his ex-girlfriend didn't stop after their split. Back in 2019 there was also a hacking attempt into Prince Harry's smartphone. The accused tried stealing voicemails at the time. The